You got a deal. I honestly don't know what it is. I mean, he used to be cool. He's approaching the end of his junior year, JR. And this summer, while you're having fun tooling around Washington, D.C., he's going to be stuck home in Odessa working as an actuary in his father's old company. 8 a.m. Jim knocks on the door of attorney-appointed Ridgewood State Representative Earl Marley. "Come in, friend," Marley said. "I've been expecting you." "You told Ann Richards you were a conservative Democrat," Jim said. "What she don't know may hurt her. I heard about what she did to you yesterday during your Railroad Commission meeting. That woman is crooked and egotistical as the day is long. Let's hear your master plan. You have a normal partnership in Abilene called Marley Higgs. That's also based in Amarillo and Lubbock. How about I put in $40 million of my money into your investment pool, and you and your partners put in $31 million, and together use these to get George W. Bush into the governor's mansion." Bush? W? I can't think of a better man these Democrats are milking us dry. Now we're talking. There is a state senator who's joining me in June to switch over to the Republican Party from Fort Worth. You go over to the Capitol and talk to him, see what can be done. 9:20 a.m. JR walks over to his geology class. The key topic continues to be source rocks. 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, President Clinton calls in his chief of staff, Mark McClarty. "I'm concerned about this Hendrick appointment," McClarty said, closing the door. "It's back in committee. Going to take another couple of weeks before it gets back on the Senate floor. Are you sure you want this guy? He's got intelligence, but he's untutored. So Congressman from Arkansas says he's no more than a high-tech redneck. All the same, if we don't rush this, more could come out of that Whitewater. You let the special counsel worry about Whitewater, Mark. What I need you working on now is my schedule in Anchorage." 10:25 a.m. Central. JR is relieved when petroleum geology class lets out early. Dr. Ken Rogers was flying out for this afternoon to Little Rock to present at a 2-day petroleum geology seminar. 12 p.m. Jim and Claude are having lunch with a state senator from Fort Worth. The state senator agrees with Jim to join him in his fight. (2 p.m.) Meanwhile, at the Center for Public Affairs, JR had a lunch earlier through Taco Villa and Brent Clark. He is now writing a fact sheet on the college accommodations in colleges and universities. Also during work, he had a chance to sit down and read The Duke of Nonconformists. It was close to the end where Jonathan Hart was close to confronting his atheist tutor once and for all and leaving for America. 2:30 p.m. In Claude's hotel suite, Becky apologizes for her behavior the day before. She says she plans to fly back to Midland tomorrow to be with her son. Claude tells Jim that he and Becky are having a cooling off period. 3:05 p.m. Jared gets off from work, goes into his dorm room, and sits down on the bed crying. There's a knock on the door. Uncle Carl, I'm so glad you came. I guess I just can't do anything right. Donna, I noticed the past few days you've been walking around like you've lost your best friend. Jared, what's going on? Is it a problem with school? Or your social life? Or are you still trying to prove yourself to your hypermasculine father? It's my friend Brad. He stood me up for a chance to hang out Saturday night. 2 years ago, he was cool. He could tutor me at introductory algebra and intermediate algebra, and he could be a lot of fun. We had so many good times, but now things have changed. I'm going to a Bible study tonight where he's going to be there, and Carl cut J.R. off. Yes, I know the story, J.R. I've been there myself. And your mother yesterday warned us about Brad. So how about after class, Donna and I can take you out to lunch? I'd like that. Brad is such a jerk. He's a dunce and I'm in agreement with your father. Don't hang out with this guy. 4 p.m. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the snow is melting. Kyle has spent most of the day milking and feeding the cows. 5:05 p.m. The Blake Carter show is now on. And Blake makes this following pronouncement. President Clinton was at the National Prayer Breakfast this morning, and the main thing he keeps talking about is putting our differences aside and forgiving our foes. Now, I've been a Messianic Jew since 1991. Then I found the words of Mother Teresa at this day's National Prayer Breakfast to be a hell of a lot more enlightening. That says a lot coming from me. – 7:10 p.m. In the home group Bible study at Dr. Michelle's is in full swing. They start studying How to Listen to God by Charles Stanley. At the same time, Jim and his entourage are having a dinner at the hotel when an octogenarian woman uh, brings her wheelchair over to him. Mom, what the hell are you doing here? Jim asked. I know I'll put you in that rest home in Fort Worth. I came to see you and ask you about JR. JR, my oldest grandson. He's going off to college. The big man. And you may be going off to Washington. Big man. Mama, you still haven't answered my question. Why the hell are you here? Oh, hell, Jim, just give your poor mama a break, Claude said. Suddenly, Betsy got cross. Damn it, Jim, she's your mother. She has the right to know. JR is a sophomore at Texas Tech. But of course, you know that he's working for me this summer up in Washington, D.C. I'm sorry, Mama. You'll be happy to know that Carl is up in Lubbock keeping an eye on JR. Mary hugs her son on his shoulders. Oh, and get your sweet Carl. He's been sending me them cookie care packages for the past 5 years, which I think is more than what you've done. Bless your heart. Being protective, Betsy spoke up. If you're looking for someone to blame, blame me. And sweet little Christine, going to high school next year. Do you remember her at 11 selling Girl Scout cookies? She had donated 2 of my favorite to me, peanut butter and shortbread. I'll forever treasure. Mama, Jim said. I'm a burden to you, Jim. Guess I always will be. She starts crying as the young attendant enters the restaurant and wheels her away. Betsy gets emotional. Oh my God. As soon as we get back to the hotel room, gotta call Carl. Let's move her to Abilene, closer to home. 8 p.m. At the Bible study, things begin to heat up between JR and Brad. Honestly, don't understand why you keep enabling Ken, Brad said. It's clear he can help himself, Brad said. Give it a rest, Brad, JR said angrily. If you can see what he does to you, I've known you for 3 years. I enjoy our friendship, JR said. But if you keep forcing me to choose, there's not a chance. I would choose you over Ken. He's my best friend. For heaven's sake. I don't think you understand. JR cut him off. I don't know why I hang out with you anymore. If you keep treating me this way and bad-mouthing Ken. JR, Brad, please, Karen pleaded. JR takes Darren to pick him up. 8:20 p.m. JR walks back into his dorm room, gets out a Dr. Pepper from the fridge, sits on his bed after turning on the lamp and starts to cry. Oh man, Junior, what's wrong? Kevin McDonald asked. Brad, he crossed that line once again, talking crap about Ken. Man, it's wrong.